It wasn't always, but October is a special and busy month for Angie Kramer. The registered nurse navigator prepares for education outreach events and the Komen Race for the Cure.
October has a new meaning for me now. It really, really does now that I'm in this position.
If you look closely in her office at MedStar Franklin Square Breast Center, you'll see the person she says gives her courage. Angie's mother passed away last year after more than a decade-long fight with breast cancer. It was part of what pushed Angie to change positions from a surgical nurse to a nurse navigator who guides and supports people dealing with breast cancer diagnoses.
I would not have been able to do this if I didn't feel the pull that I took over for her. You know, she carried the torch for awareness, and she fought so hard, and I'm taking over.
Another push was her own diagnosis. Angie found out she had stage 1 cancer in her right breast in 2009. She was 50 years old. It wasn't only her mother who was diagnosed before her. Her grandmother also had breast cancer, diagnosed in her 60s. It was that knowledge that had Angie getting mammograms at what might be considered an early age.
I was expecting it, but I guess after 18 years of negative results, I started to think maybe I was in the clear. But on that 19th one, when they said, we need you to come back for a second mammogram, I think that whole pit in the bottom of my stomach, it's like, okay, it's time. It's my turn.
Her turn, even though none of the women carried the gene mutation that is linked to breast and ovarian cancers. It was a different course of treatment for each of them. Angie decided to get a lumpectomy followed by radiation. She notes the drastic changes over the years and how a diagnosis and potential complications are approached, even with her mother.
She was told there was a trace of cancer in her lymph nodes, but not to worry. We don't worry about a trace. That was in 1990.
Angie says those traces spread in her mother's body, and she died after 9.5 years of chemotherapy. She says her grandmother had a rather deforming radical mastectomy. The treatment options were different yet again for her sister, who was diagnosed 2 years ago.
There are tremendous advancements in care since my grandmother was diagnosed in the mid-'80s to my mother in 1990. To myself in 2009, and then my sister in 2013.
Angie points to genetic testing, advanced screenings, and growing varieties of treatment options. Both she and her sister are cancer-free today. Angie says she'll be getting mammograms every year for the rest of her life, and she's okay with that. She says she's focused on providing some of the care and support that just keeps getting better and can be a help to so many people.
1 in 8 women, you know, and I want to make it easier for them. I want them to see that there's hope, that there's life, there's vitality, there's success, and above all, health after cancer.